WIFTV-PM.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
Reach the ruler. This is Week Ho Wednesday, and to my right is Everybody's Women Crush Wednesday. My co-host, the one and only Toy. It goes, love this show, y'all. I'm dealing with a guy. We have been dating for 9 months. In light of everything going on in the world, he has been voicing his opinion about situations, and I don't agree with any of his views. I love everything else except his opinions.
Damn.
How do I fix this? FYI, he's white.
It's about to be a white boy summer.
So could that be the issue?
For sure. Just come out different when it's not coming from your own race. It's just never been something I'd be like, oh, I date Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill.
I don't really like light-skinned guys. I don't like pink meat.
Pink, so like it's like you see it.
Pink tip, it be pink.
And then pink on the tip.
I don't like.
So sometimes a light-skinned guy have a dark tooth.
And then it look dark, so it's nasty off to me. I feel like it's supposed to be pink because they light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want it to be dark because then I'm going to say you dirt.
Listening to The Bigs with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested,
right here on What's in It for the Black People Meet. Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, The Bigs. Check me and my player partner, Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media Network.
Traffic jam fan, you know it. I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Same shit everywhere, saw it in the A out on Old Nat. Sucker free suckers can't take the heat, nah they gon' rap. Big dumb gas, big guns clap. Another brother dead, another mother son laugh. I'm from the era where the niggas did scrap. Seen the same person shot with 2 different straps. You don't want this, now you don't want that. Tired of fuck shit, wanna take a nap. I'm a dog on these chicks, just a different cat. Must make at least a M to make an impact. Made just paint the Benz matte black. Fresh head to toe, never wore socks that didn't match. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Nigga, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Check, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Talking money, shit hit my jack. If it don't make sense, shit I can sense that. Blowing big loud, never the mid-pack. See you talk, that's just big cap. Nigga, I walk the walk with graduation hats. fuck your opinion, nigga. In fact, you fuck my bitch. Shit, I tip my hat. Now she dead to me. Can't bring her back. Play the game, play the field, never been set. Bulls game flow seats just like my Benz mats. Blood to my lips, gun on my hip, her project pack. Act not my cup of tea, rather sip some yak, cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. I'm from the middle of the map. We ride big Chevys, big Cadillacs. I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. We shaking up, don't give too much that. Nah, I'm from the middle of the map. Granny's moved up top, cook so food and got us fat. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map.
There's gotta be some changes made. Oh, right now in your life.
I don't know what the fuck be making niggas think they can fuck with me. Stay with a small circle to ensure I stay sucker free. Peace to the niggas rockin', those that truly got love for me. To the women that be lustin' me, they dreamin' of fucking me. Lick your fingertips and rub your clit to this and let my voice bring you to climax. My raps is more real than any 3D or IMAX. Listen and digest this fly shit like Venus flytraps. Side-eye niggas that speak on my city, you shy rap. Niggas love glorifying stupid shit, the useless shit in front of cameras, goofy capping, act as if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights there wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick. They say jealousy and envy get you nowhere, so I'd rather not go there. These niggas panic when I touch mics, I'm Rudy Gobert. I ain't the type to talk jazzy while hiding behind a screen naming Abby. You pushing buttons or trying to get at me, huh? I'm John Wick with the shit. I'm killing everything while bitches sleeping on me. I'm setting fire to bed frames, replacing alarm clocks with time bombs to bomb spots. This onslaught's for certain. These other niggas is long shots. Dousing your mattress in gasoline. It's asinine to try to find a rapper that rap is mean. I haven't seen a rap nigga that worry me yet. So far ahead of my time, I got fans that ain't heard of me yet. I'm not the nigga you should step to disrespectful. If I address you, won't be no rescue. They gon' have to dress you in a black suit and some dress shoes. Unless you suicidal or glutton for punishment, I'll never choose to rival the motherfuckers I'm running with.
Exclusive. Hey, I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let us see tomorrow. No. 52 wounded, 10 murdered in a weekend. Homicides on women are increasing. 12 blinking at us for no reason. Feel like we going off the deep end. They still ain't found Kiara Cole. Reported missing about a year ago. And she was pregnant with a little one. Her family praying for a miracle. Sexy being Kanika ain't get no justice. Where the energy they have for Jussie Smollett. I done heard every theory, but where the suspect? Ain't no luck yet. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I woman found dead, baby cut out of a womb. I wish it wasn't true. Another woman shot down while a baby in her arms. Can somebody call a truce? This is genocide, honestly. We still remember Tyshawn Lee. I'm implementing new policies, trying to save the generation under me. We gotta drop the sticks and put the poles up. Your man is a weapon, you need to load up. I couldn't imagine losing one of my daughters.
Shoot, I wanna glow up. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' live to see tomorrow. No.
Yo, my music is addictive to the user. I let the rush soothe them, they tune in, then I school them. Listen, homie, this shit ain't real, it's just illusions. Used to fool men, women and child to confusion. Start running wild, changing views when niggas think they winning when they losing. Caught up in movements, moving foolish, letting life fool them, betting they life losing, trying to better their life and vice moving. Cruising, grabbing clicks and cruising, bagging chicks and dudes off tips with slick maneuvers. Turn OGs to broke D's and hungry crooks. Stand sideways, my way giving me funny looks. That's why I hide my money in books. They scared to learn, allergic to words, swerving towards murderous curves. In the dark, working the curve. I'ma still shine cause I'm the light, and I'ma burn to my purpose to serve. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Pussy on the brain, T-bone steaks, a pint of dog, light in the jaw, pushing cane on the paper, writing bars. Lines are similar to scars that run deep. I've been involved in the race since the beginning, running these streets like Kenyans when it was dark with no heat. Used to spar with the stars before I nod to sleep. I hardly speak, it's hard for me, but all I see from the broads and the cars on this dark-end street, parts of me from the heart is hard, and Mars was deep, starving for the part when we would start to eat. Since Marvin argued deep with an armory of harmony, charm in my father's feet, calm them, alcoholic talking, constantly walking through the valley with his arms on me. I've been here since life in itself, good versus evil in the hood with my people, fight myself. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Quiet is kept, my words kept, miners and vets, higher than pilots and jets, behind the sirens and tech, shorties crying out west. It's been a war going on since Osiris and Set, before man acquired the text, written in stone on walls. It's all laws and the signs of commit of how society slept in the eyes of the best. The science of life and dying, plus the desires of flesh. We lost while we floss, the boss signing the checks, while we all buying the best. Diamond shines on our necks, wet with blinding effects, the kind that remind me of blinding baguettes. In a timepiece that a timely make time freeze, live and direct in 60 seconds. Time me, it's hardly a heartbeat. A heartbeat, a thing that separates my mind and my flesh, rewinding my steps to where I first started. I'm God. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science.
Day one. Yes, I like how that sound right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of inspirational. It's like everybody got a goal. They're trying to reach your life. They're trying to live, man. Keep bumps in the road. You gotta keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? If it don't kill you, it make you strong. You know what I'm saying? My story right here.
It takes a special kind of mind to grind and work from the bottom and climb up the ladder of success in time. It doesn't matter what the test is, every step is another level till I step in as the next in line, no question. I'm considered one of the best, my whole life invested in, holding mics and sketching rhymes, you guessed it. More mind, still restless, yes, even pressed up my records on my own dime. As many battles I blew breath in, and open mics I blessed. I'll never be labeled an overnight success, passing out CDs, doing shows for free, then jabbing Bo to E so that my soul could speak over these soulful beats that's so cold to me. Like the breeze in the shower, we be posted deep. All the prices that I paid, the sacrifices I made, it'll all come to life one day, someday.
Wait and see, someday, we'll all make it too long. We just wait and see, someday.
Just be patient, man. Bumps the road ain't nothing. Rotate, doesn't stop, no. Check it out, look, I remember it like yesterday, trying to get my record played at a radio station where they play hits for days, having a conversation with this lady I'm facing while she making a statement made for me. She said, look, it's too many words in your hook, you need to work on your look. For what it's worth, I never took her words personal, but at first I wasn't certain though if she knew my words are personal and not just verses and books. Until the curtain closes, this is my version of what I know, learning in first person till I blow, and still I know how it feels to know I'm the deal. Did you still feel like a deal is just right, or a deal just might still add to my appeal? But they won't know I'm real till I touch my first million, right? I'ma chill till my bars is felt and play my hand with the cards I'm dealt, and that's the plan till it's solved itself.
Someday, we'll all make it too long. We just wait and
see. You want this world is yours, all you gotta do is claim it, man. Be patient, work hard, man. Make it. Yo, it's damn near impossible to shop music without lots of loot to maneuver and make moves with. So I stay in tune with my pursuit. Fuck trying to recoup, I'm trying to juke and move units. The truth is, I'm used to excuses dudes give, like you can do what I do, fool and prove it. Walk in my shoes then. I'm used to goofy producers and cools that try to misuse you quick. Why you got it confused? If you think it's about groupie chicks and interviews in a mix, it ain't got ghouly, but I truly got the tools to overcome obstacles, including this music biz. I'ma shine like jewels, unlike these Rubik's Cube dudes with all this woo-woo-woo when they spit. Mick Luda is the future, so get used to this. It's day one, not a crew or clique. It's a new beginning.
wait and see, someday, we'll all make it too long. We just wait and see, someday, we'll all make it too long.
Yeah. Hey, yo, it's crazy how life is a stage. Basically, I was raised in these mazes, named the streets for players of reputations. Faithfully make G's with more cake pastries than bakeries. Deal with equations ranging from A to Z. Touch more bricks than masons, serving like maitre d's. Pitching like we in the major leagues. Occasionally blazing bees, seeking that painful peace amongst a parade of fiends afraid to sleep. Dazed and deranged, using days of Z's. That's why my old girl prayed for me every day, cause I'm faded like tapers at the table. G, I can't take it, I can't wait to escape and leave, cause this basement is no place to stay for me. But I believe I'm the creator, I create the scenes that can't be seen just by the way I think. Every time and a place in this game of life where you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is to change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life where you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is to change your life, just change your life. In high school, she was average, mostly C's and D's. Same shit, now she high too, mostly off C and D. Now I hide my loot clothes, CDs and DVDs. Easily these things could leave, cause she a sneaky thief, trust me. Always fussing, starting shit, I hear her. Arguments with the mirror regarding her appearance, her health declines thusly. First her mind, then abruptly she finds herself mumbling all the time to herself, trying to find herself by dealers that sell. Insecure, still in a shell, cell, killing herself. And as long as she been blowing, it never seems to soak in. When she has devotion, shivering like she cold. And my cousins ask me where they moms be. I'ma tell her my auntie on the concrete, walking dead like zombies. There comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice, never change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice, never change your life, just change your life. I've been debating on rearranging my life. I'm at a different stage of the game in my life. This is why I listen when I'm praying at night for answers to the questions that I'm stressing to fight. Lord knows the fortune is a goal, but I'm not forcing my soul to be sold between the forks in the road in order to blow. What can I leave beside my corpse when I'm gone? And my CDs with assortments of songs. The course I chose to school me was these cool streets, and it used to fool me till I learned how to do me. Take a look, see at how the hood eat, misunderstood by crooks, thieves, good green and cooks. See, I'ma tell you how it should be. The great leaders empower the people so they can see through the powers that be. But instead they carry on like cowards to me, abuse their power to speak while these streets devour the weed. I was told that the soul creates and the mind reacts. I chose my fate, ain't no rewinding me back. Every day's a gift from God, that's why it's called a present. If you believe, you receive and see all the blessings. Comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice, never change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice, never change your life, just change your life.
Monkey, keep it funky, I. Monkey, keep it funky, I.
You keep calling me, give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a mill and you just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the ease you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease, know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying you know my love is never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That is, that is, that is. Put your pride aside for me. That is, while I'm trying to get it, need it. That is, put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
Nothing is spooky? Now that's spooky.
Yeah. Check it. Look. So, I faded dark, play at the start, play my part better than a good kid, play at the park. Stay away from the knock, unmarked and undercovers. Cops, police, whoever after the brothers. Uplift black mothers, encourage the dance to stay. What you wanna do tomorrow starts from the day. Before you get paid, how much you gotta pay? Long with dudes, get it right, don't be confused. Keep cool, 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 cool. Cool is something you need to keep. Keep the heat is real, but don't be hot in the streets. Streets is watching, police popping everybody off, cause the rats speaking and talking. Too often it happens like black on black crime. Another brother killed with time like flat blast. Too many women keeping brain, now they lack mass. Too many artists in the game with rap raps. So these no tracks, nigga, no raps. Hey, play this, get some all that. Yeah, play this, get some all that. Go, play this, get some all that. It's just hip hop, black facts. Play this, get some all that. Yeah, play this, get some all that. Okay.
It's Mr. Lingo himself. Hey. Dibs. Cobbs on that, my nigga. Come on, let me get a piece of that slice, boy. Shut that shit, boy. True. I ain't no rapper though. With great precision, like circumcision, they cut you off quick. It's hard to miss this division. In my city, it's too thick. Is that your chick? Pretty face, slim waist, bite out. Bet I can merch it. Chan dicey with the Lexi out south. Put dibs on it, cause I know I got cars. But if you stingy with this dough, it's guaranteed you get robbed. Use others, probably kick a 2 or 3 flat, that's barely distant. Shot lingo is sorta different, like none other, we just gifted. Dibs. Money is the root of all evil. Knievel here to deceive you. Let's take a ride, we could dip to the lake for an escape down LSD. That's my favorite to beat. But if you wanna say some gas, we can hop on the L. It's full of colors, anywhere you wanna go, I won't tell. Secret safe with me, drill to my heart and throw the key in 6 corners if you wanna. Any gangway you do.
WIFTBPM. Listening to the Bigs with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested,
right here on What's in It for the Black People Meet.
WIFTBPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio. You're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size.
Buddy, you know what time it is. Oh, a little late, but you know we had to come and touch down with the people. It is so much to talk about on this cloudy but still beautiful Friday, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We've missed you Wednesday because we were off handling some business. We're happy to be back down and give you a little bit of your sports fix before we go into the weekend. I'm your man, Terrence Tomlin. You know what it is. Representing the illest independent sports media outlet in the land with my brother, Gino. Was good.
What's the Benoski?
Man, you already know what it is. We were talking right before we got on the air, Gino, and I guess we can hop right into it. Definitely, people, you know, anybody that's joining, go ahead and share the conversation. We appreciate you so much for tuning in.
We're forgetting to tell the people to
I feel like we get here and we kick our feet up because we know we talking to family, and we're happy with everybody that's here. But yes, definitely, go ahead and share that thing.
Go ahead, smash them like buttons, smash them share buttons, hit the comment section, join the conversation like y'all always do. Keep the comment section lit up. And, yeah, we back here on this Friday. We took an all-star break Wednesday. Took our little day off to kind of reconvene and
low-key recover from our homegirl Shakia Taylor's event. Summer 54.
All right, that was Tuesday night? All right, that was the All-Star game.
Yeah, man, I definitely, that's the most beer I've drank it in one night probably in a year. So shout out to Shakia and our homie Major League for holding it down and brewing up a special Chicago beer, man. Chicago through and through, man.
The summer of '54, man.
Paying homage to Minnie
Minnie
Minoso
Minoso and Ernie Banks.
And Ernie Banks on the north side, man. And special event because it's the first time we got to be around our friends in the industry in a long time. Shout out to our brother Lawrence, our sister Layla. Low-key, G, they're getting ready to interview JR from the WWE. The same cat we bumped into downtown.
I saw them talking about that. I saw Lawrence, or I heard Herbie and Lawrence talking about that on the show the other day.
That's going to be a good one. I'm going to check that one out later. But Gino, bruh, why did I get notifications of, you know what I got notifications of this morning, bruh. Soon, I get in the car, I'm headed here. Our boy Dame is back in the news this morning. That's really all I want to talk to you about today. I know what's going on with the Cubs, and you got an update. I don't know. Maybe the button's been pushed, Gino, on the north side, and we maybe are closer and closer to Armageddon on that side. But at the same time, the White Sox are back home, Gino. The second half of the season is about to get underway. The White Sox got a little business to take care of tonight, man. The Houston Astros are in town.
They owe them. It's time for some straightening. It's time for a little bit of straightening.
Gino, you know how I think this is a perfect example of a little poetic justice if the White Sox can go ahead and land a chin shot on the Astros. I know a lot of the baseball world is mad at the Astros All-Stars because they got selected and then flipped it on the guys and decided they weren't even going to participate in any All-Star weekend. So it did open up a couple of spots for a couple of people, including our guy Tim Anderson. So a tip of the cap to them. But at the same time, they did scrape the White Sox a few weeks ago. And it's only right to kick off the second half of the season, which is it's game time. You know what I mean? It's officially time to tighten up all your screws. You don't want any leaks anymore. So I think this is a great way to kick off the second half of the White Sox. We'll touch on it a little bit. But, Gino, can we talk about our boy Dame?
You know, my phone was blowing up. I'm like, I thought it was the group chat. I thought the guys was going crazy, but it's a bunch of Dame Lillard messages.
Yeah, and the notification, it was a Yahoo notification. Chris Haynes sat down with Damian Lillard, and they talked about Team USA and their struggles early on, but more interesting, more important, more pertinent to the situation, how he feels about the Portland Trailblazers and where he is right now with them. And I only got to read a little bit, but he didn't waste no time, Gino.
So put me on, because I didn't see the Chris Haynes. I saw the score.
Yeah. The initial report, I guess, was that he's planning on requesting a trade from the Portland Trailblazers.
Damian Lillard opens up to Chris Haynes about the Trailblazers.
And in that interview, bruh, he just came out and said, you know what, I understand where we are. I think I know what we will have to do in order to be better, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to be here for that. And I'm like, so I feel like, Gino, this is the day I've been waiting on. You know what I mean? Because I feel like one of the things that I always liked about Dame is that he was going to go about it the right way. And I don't know if I've seen a player in this situation handle a messy situation as good as he's been handling it. I feel like it's only right, it's only like human nature that he was eventually going to ask for a trade from the Portland Trailblazers. The writing has been on the wall for the last couple of seasons, and the last couple of seasons, in my opinion, have been extra. Yeah, I mean, Dame could have requested a trade 2 years ago, as far as I'm concerned. These 2 seasons that he gave, the last 2 seasons he gave the Blazers, I feel, and I feel like you know where I stand on it. I feel like that was all he could possibly give to Portland. But, outside of him staying there and giving him his entire career, if it was a time to push the button, I always felt like it was this summer. Now, whether something happens, I feel like you may have some thoughts on that, but Gene, I feel like it's just time. It's just time. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing against Portland. I don't feel like it's an indictment on Dame's character or his ability to lead a team to a championship. I just feel like it's time for a scene change. It's time for him to exit stage left from Portland, and he's putting the pressure on those guys right now, Gino.
So let me read the Chris Haynes quotes for everybody who's not aware, because like I said, I wasn't even aware of this Chris Haynes article. I just saw the post from the Score. Like, people were flooding my mentions, and a couple people text my line about it. So I'm gonna read a couple of these Chris Haynes quotes from the article with Dame. So it says, first, Lillard spoke of his own outlook and responsibility. I didn't come into the league worrying about what others were doing in the organization. I didn't come in with that type of mentality, but I've been active in probably 95% of the games in my career. I've played through injuries, and I've been a part of 2 rebuilds. I feel like I've experienced everything with the Blazers, and I've worn that jersey as a badge of honor and with a lot of pride and care. I never felt like my job was to go in and critique what other people were doing in the organization. My job was to make sure the team is functioning and trying to lead them to the best results. I've always assumed everybody's mentality was the same. And when he said he's been active in probably 95% of the games in his career, let's remember Dame has spent all 9 of his seasons in Portland. So this will be his 10th season in the league. Then he talked about the franchise. Everybody in this organization must look in the mirror because we've constantly come up short. We have to look in the mirror and say, I have to be better because whatever it is we're doing is not working and it's not giving us the shot to compete on the level that we want to compete on. When Haynes asked why this is such a pivotal moment in his relationship with the Blazers, Lillard responded, there are a few reasons. One being I'm not getting any younger. Our environment has always been great. We're not losing a lot, but we were eliminated by a shorthanded Denver team that I felt like we should have beat. True.
It was all over his face.
I just walked away from that really disappointed. I was like, man, this just isn't going to work. We're not winning the championship, but we've got a successful organization. We're not a franchise that's just out here losing every year and getting divided. We have positive seasons. We just don't end up with a championship. So I feel like at this point, I basically made the decision that if you do what you've always done, you'll always be where you've always been.
That one's kind of that one. If you're a Trailblazer fan, that one put the big gulp in your throat.
If you do what you've always done, you'll always be where you've always been.
Sounds like Dame is getting some good advice. I feel like that's been the conversation on our end. It's like, how long is he going to do the same thing, and expect to climb up the ladder to a championship? And I feel like the other side is different. I always felt, the last time we talked about it, he was like, he got a family. And I'm like, he does, but does that stop the mission? Does that stop does that change things to a point where now I don't aspire to be at the top of the mountain? You know what I mean? And I feel like that is, that's a tough question to answer. You know what I mean? When you do have those ties, you know what I mean? When your family is good, when they're happy. I couldn't, I couldn't imagine uprooting my family when they're happy. Right. You know what I mean? When everything is going good. But at the same time, Daddy, Dame Lillard, and one of the coldest, probably top 2 guards in the league right now. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's Dame's time now. If we get into where he's interested about, or where they've said he's interested about going, I feel like that's more of a conversation. But I feel like anywhere he goes, he's going to attract upper echelon. You know what I mean? Like, anywhere Dame goes, I feel like they can quickly build a championship caliber team around him, because I feel like that's like the blood in the water. Dame goes to the Knicks. Is now how interested is Kawhi? Like, how serious is Kawhi about leaving the Clippers? And update on his situation, Gino. The man had a partially torn ACL, which is what we suspected.
We knew that, right?
It's like talking about he's mad at the Clippers training staff. I'm like, were they going to put your ACL back together? No, absolutely not. But I feel like this Dame news kind of stirs the pot a little stronger for the moves that could be made this offseason. So Gino, what's good? What are you thinking, man? Do you think that this is a precursor to him being somewhere else this summer? Because I know we've heard, not this summer, next summer, but how close are we getting to now being when Dame leaves, you think?
I would still be very surprised if he left Portland.
DJ, come on, man. So
I'm just starting there.
When it's fires, no smoke.
I'm just starting
there.
there.
Not enough smoke, you don't think?
I'm just starting there. I would be very surprised if he left Portland. Now, with that being said, those comments are eye-opening. You know, growth and development, you know, regardless of when it comes, you know, growth and development is always a good thing. So who knows? Like I said, and I don't know any source better than mine. I mean, of course, Chris Haynes talking to Dame himself. I mean, that's as good as it gets. But other than that, we probably got the best source in the world. So
and Dame came pretty close. You know what I mean?
So I'm saying, if you're talking about suitors, and it would have to be a trade, I feel like Golden State would be, you know, one of the top options. Number one, he'll be back at the crib.
That would be like the heel turn. You know, we were talking about our boy JR in wrestling terms. That would be Dame going from the guy to the most hated. Because him and Steph in the same backcourt, and you got Clay coming back, bruh.
Get something up.
Who?
Because they got to trade for him.
Trade Andrew Wiggins.
They're not gonna just trade Andrew Wiggins. Come on.
Oh yeah, they got to. Oh, Andrew Wiggins ain't on nothing. They'll kick him to the curb. No, they got 2 first-round picks.
Boom. Good. And but see now, you don't think they would want somebody that's, you know what I mean, that's with the trajectory right now?
Portland?
Yeah.
In
return for Dame?
You take the 2 first-round picks.
But even if you give up Jonathan Wiseman, I'm like, you're getting Dame. You can go get a JaVale McGee again. You know what I mean?
But the uptick in the outlook on Wiseman is great.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think they want to give up Wiseman. You have him.
Now, and it's because I follow our boy Nick Friedel, but he was in the conversation for are the Warriors like shopping this dude, because they were wondering why Steve Kerr was playing him so much at one point in the season. And Nick, with Dan Serrano, around the trade deadline, have they been showcasing Jonathan Wiseman?
James Wiseman.
Or James Wiseman?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. So I don't put it past any, I mean, if you want Dame, that's not going to keep you from
they got 2 lottery picks. So I think Andrew Wiggins and 2 lottery picks would do the job. Maybe something else. I don't know if it's a few dollars, but you don't give up James Wiseman. You still need somebody to be a defensive threat down.
But they got the 3rd pick, right?
Who knows? They got 2 lottery picks, though. So you give up the 2 lottery picks. You give up Andrew Wiggins. That's $30 million. It works that way. Dame is back at the crib. You got Dame, Steph, and Clay in your backcourt. You got Draymond still running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
I can't front, Gino. I love it. I mean, I love it.
Steph, come on, man. Steph, Dame, and Clay.
Steph, Dame, and Clay at your neck all night long, bro.
KD, James Harden, Kyrie.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Now you have a formidable opponent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Gino, you just made me really like that, bro. I totally was, because our homie Chris Williams put it in our group a couple of days ago. Well, that was the Bulls. That was the Bulls scenario. But somebody had asked about Dame on the Warriors. And I kind of let it just drift. You know what I mean? I didn't give it too much thought. I'm thinking right now, not only do I like it, but it's possible. You just came up with a solid package, honestly.
Yeah, that's as solid as it gets. Like Chris just said. He said Golden State, what did he say? He said the Warriors had the most assets to get them.
And they got that new stadium.
Thank you. And he's back at the crib.
And that has been, I feel like, the foundation of the Dame kind of Steph pseudo rivalry because it's like you can't run the team in my town kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like when I pull up in Golden State, I'm at the crib, G. Like you can't put on like they like even though you gave them ships, like they love me here, you know? And I totally get it.
The letter O.
And Dame is the kind of superstar where I feel like you just like what he does regardless. Like if Dame wants to go to the Warriors, it's like, well, hell, let's go. Let's ride. I mean, Dame, if Dame is cool with it, I'm cool with it. But Gino, you just kind of won me over. I was thinking about that Miami Heat.
No way.
Scenario with James with Jimmy Butler. The Knicks.
The Knicks are definitely
Julius Randle.
Madison Square
Garden. They'll be eating out his hands every single night.
The Knicks are definitely in the picture. Don't sleep on the Dallas Mavericks either.
The Dallas Mavericks. Now, what would they have?
Luka.
But as far as to get Dame,
you can get him.
Like, how do they cross that bridge?
That's Mark Cuban's job. You know, Mark Cuban is top tier when it comes to getting what he wants to get done.
But has he really made a trade of that magnitude?
There's always a first. Don't forget Kristaps is his boy. Dame and Kristaps are like this. They've always talked about playing together. You got the Oakland connection with Jason Kidd and Nico Harrison.
But see, now, I wonder for Dame, is it a market thing?
No, for what?
Well, because in Portland, it's a market thing. It's like,
that's all we got.
Yeah, nobody would want to come play here.
Oh, you mean as far as
Yeah, as far as like, is he valuing a place where he knows people would come to play?
That's something we'd have to ask him. But I'm just thinking as far as the guy being in his 10th year, and I mean Dame is one of those top tier athletes. I feel like he still has a lot of years left to play, at a high level.
Absolutely, and that's what's so intriguing. It's like, oh man, Dame wants to go now. You're getting him like in his prime.
So you think about Dame and Luka together.
Dame and Luka is ridiculous. It's not as ridiculous
as Steph
and
Clay. Because the thing about where Dame goes now, it's about defense. He needs defenders around him. Portland's defense has been trash.
Non-existent.
For the Portland, the Portland without the D, Trailblazers. Portlan, Trailblazers. No D.
Gee, they score and foul. Like, that was their
trash.
That's their style of basketball.
So don't sleep on the Dallas Mavericks. Like I said, Kristaps is his boy. Luka's a willing passer. Dame said he would love to play off the ball more.
And you know what? We've seen that core of Golden State with a elite scorer. You know what I mean? We've seen it with KD. Dame would fit right into that mold. You know what I mean? And Gino, I kind of need that to happen now. Like, I kind of want that for my unless it's Chicago, of course.
You want what to happen?
Dame to Golden State.
That you think that's the best fit? I mean, I think that's the best fit.
That would be the most entertaining ball. You know what I mean? Like, if he leaves Portland and goes places, what? Gee, I tune in. Like, it's only a few matchups that I'm gonna get in my full
Steph and Dame. Steph and Dame in the same backcourt is out of order.
But them, like, head to head, I will miss that. You know what I mean? I will definitely miss that. But at the same time, them together, I will thoroughly enjoy that. Chicago,
nope.
Gene, did you see the tweet that was circling around Twitter over the weekend? Kawhi would love the opportunity.
Man, I don't believe that.
I told Larry, I said, you lost me at he would love to play for Chicago.
He said that?
Well, that's the rumor floating around, is that he wants to leave LA and likes what's going on in Chicago. He's a free agent. And
he a free agent too?
Yeah.
Hey man, we get Kawhi now. That's
not, if you're the Bulls, if you're Arturis, you are, and I feel like I always feel kind of naive, or like I'm about to like let myself down before I talk about the Bulls. because I just feel like if Arturis and Mark Eversley are who they've been advertised to be, then their off-season plan is one of those guys. You know what I mean? Then their off-season plan is Kawhi or Dame or one of those guys. And if I feel like they are comfortable with being the dark horse team that could swoop in. Now, I don't know what they have. You know what I mean? They traded for Vooch.
Did you see Marco Simovic or whatever his name is?
The guy they had stashed overseas.
So they've signed him? Was that? I didn't see that
He's
for
going
many.
to be officially signed when the season starts next week.
Okay.
So that will be official starting next week, which basically means that they're not going to do anything with Lowry. They're not going to match. That's basically his heir apparent. They're going to, swap it out right there. But if Kawhi wants to leave, would he not be the perfect superstar for Chicago? He comes in that I prove it on the court, not with my words kind of mode that Chicago loves. That they had when D Rose was here. Bringing him in as a free agent allows you to still build DeJounte Murray, who, if you didn't pay attention to the Spurs, he's probably like the number 2 reason why they worked over there outside of DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, the guys in the chat, they were talking about DeJounte Murray like he wasn't good. I say, bro, y'all don't even watch the Spurs.
Man, he was consistent.
DeJounte Murray is a killer.
And see, now the issues that Lonzo has, Lonzo Ball, DeJounte Murray does not have, bruh. Like he's not just a traffic cop. He's a playmaker under the point guard position.
But he's very athletic.
Oh, man.
He's not the quintessential. He's not this new era point guard either. He's not Dame, Steph, Kyrie, the guys that put up 30 a game. But he's the guy that does everything. But he's the guy that does everything
on the real. But see, now he can drop 15 on you in a quarter.
Oh, he can drop. Yeah, he can get a dub.
And then he gonna get to the rim.
Right.
You know what I mean? So imagine adding him, Kawhi, and somebody else. And I know. I mean, y'all, I'm sorry. I feel like I just did what I was scared about. I just looked, I had the vision of myself in the mirror like, you just did that. Why did you do that?
Don't you believe it?
Why did I just do that? But at some point, the Bulls have to be in Chicago. They gotta jump up and snag somebody.
But it ain't all. I mean, as far as a free agent is concerned, let's not act like this is a trade situation. These are free agents. These are people that have to want to come to the organization.
Yeah. And Zach is starting for Team USA now, right? With Jason Tatum in protocol. Nobody knows how long that's gonna last. If Zach
Jason Tatum is too, him Brad.
Well, Jason Tatum is hurt. Excuse me.
And I know Brad and Jeremy Grant.
They just replaced Kevin Love with JaVale McGee.
Kevin Love shouldn't have been there. With who? With Big Vale?
JaVale McGee, yeah.
That's because they need some rim protection and some rebound.
He's played on a select team.
Okay.
Wasn't he on one of the Team USA?
I don't know.
I know he's been involved with Team USA in some kind of way, but yeah, he's the official replacement for Kevin Love, and I guess they're going to be looking to replace our boy Brad Beal.
Okay.
So, Gino, it's kind of when you talk about the Bulls getting free agents, man. If Arturis and the guy, if they're not here to make that splash, then I don't know why they're here. You know what I mean? I don't want them to treat the Bulls like the Denver Nuggets, fam. Like the Denver Nuggets? What? No, y'all, we are the Chicago Bulls, bruh.
Boy, they still living off that 23 banner hanging in the rafters.
All I know is that the Clippers should be behind the Bulls as far as a destination. No second team, no city that has a second team should be a place to be over the Chicago Bulls, bro.
Understood.
I don't care if it's 30 below.
I agree
in the winter here.
I agree 100%.
So, Arturis, Mark Eversley, my brothers, love and respect, Kawhi or nothing. I mean, and I don't want to take it there.
See, and that's because
I don't want to take it there, but Gino, if me and you ran the Bulls, like, and we're sitting up talking about what we plan to do, are we not going to be talking about our plan to get Kawhi?
Yeah, but I
we
feel
got
like
contingency plans, but
I got a better chance at convincing Kawhi to come to the Bulls than Arturis and Mark Eversley.
You saying you do?
Yeah. Joe Freshgoods has a better chance of convincing Kawhi to come to the Bulls than Arturis and Mark Eversley.
And honestly, how could he not be part of the recruitment process? Yeah, I mean, like if I'm Arturis, I'm like, that Goods, fresh guy.
Right. Like Charles Barkley.
Joseph Fresh. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Goods.
Come talk to me, man.
Right.
But yeah, Gino, that's the kind of, if you're the Bulls, you got to be looking at this Damian Lillard news like, I get Kawhi to convince, if I can convince Kawhi to come here first, then how do I spread the flag? Do I get Kawhi to be like, hey, bro, we in Chicago?
Now, Kawhi and Dame be dangerous here. No, like, don't do that.
Ooh, come on, please.
I said if we can get Kawhi and Dame here, that'd be too sick. That'd be too.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Just one of them. And you know what was funny, DJ? I was looking at a Facebook memory from like 2012 that popped up on my Facebook, and it was a retweet from Eugene talking about the D-Rose and the Bulls years. And I looked at it. I was like, I missed that Gino, bro. Well, Gino, you was excited about the Bulls. You was telling whoever the Bulls just beat to keep it moving. Thank you for, I was like, Gene hasn't felt that way about the Bulls in years at this point. So if we find a way to make a splash, and honestly, I feel like everything in Chicago sports, when you're talking about them making a big move, it kind of has that awkward feel. I remember we were talking about the Bears and what they should do at the quarterback position. And we're talking about Russell Wilson. And then you miss on Russell Wilson, and I move the conversation to Justin Fields. And it's like, nah, shut up. It's not going to happen. That don't usually happen for the Bears. Every conversation for a Chicago sports team has to have this awkward conversation first.
But at least the Justin Fields thing was a possibility. The Russell Wilson thing was never a possibility.
But they swung.
Yeah,
they was like, can we?
Buddy said
they were trying to position themselves to be first in line.
Pete Carroll said all of that was nonsense because there was never a second of the day where we thought about letting Russell Wilson out of Seattle.
I'm sure they say that now, but we've seen organizations move on from quarterbacks at this stage in their career.
That's true, but not.
I mean, look what's going on with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers will be back in Green Bay 13-3 again this season.
And see, now that's going to, because he's not going to, it's going to be, all hell is going to break loose in a couple of weeks when he doesn't show up for training camp. And the news is going to be, again, like the Packers are going to have to trade Aaron Rodgers. Like, I feel like one of the things we're accustomed to ignoring, but if we look at like the actual factuals of what's been happening lately, these players don't be playing. Like when you hear that they don't want to be there, that usually means that they didn't told everybody on the team, "Sick guys, I'm not coming back." And I feel like the Packers are going to sleep at night like, please, football God, don't let Aaron Rodgers leave. But Fam he may got a toe left in the door, but that's, I feel like the Bears, they, even if it was a pipe dream, I believe that they were positioning themselves to be the first in line if somehow one day the Seahawks woke up and was like not taking Russell Wilson serious, and Russell Wilson was like, you know what, I really do want to leave.
Not to the Chicago Bears. I don't want to go there.
Well, why not? And I feel like this, like as Chicago fans, like we're accustomed to look at what we have.
Bro, if we didn't have,
it's not much.
If we didn't have Walter Payton, the Bears might be the most trash NFL football team of all time.
That's true. And they never had a quarterback. Of course, that's facts. But if you look at what they have now,
nothing.
they have
Justin Fields.
But even outside of Justin Fields,
Nothing. You see how they just treated A-Rob? So now
it's because they don't want to pay him what he's worth, and he's worth top wide receiver money. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league.
So pay the man. He's 28 years old, man.
The Bears, when it comes to Allen Robinson, it's clear they're counting on him, like taking a dive once he hits 30, basically.
And that's understandable.
And that's basically the science behind it. You know what I mean? The Bears are playing the age game, and they're like, "Hey, Rod, we can't pay you that bread. When you hit 29 and 30 and 31, it's not going to be like when you were 27, 28, and in that range and actually deserve the money you're asking for." Now, if it was me, he would have been locked up. I feel like if it was the Kansas City Chiefs, he would have been locked up.
Fam. Do y'all know who the Chicago Bears all-time receiving leader in yards is? If either one of y'all, I'll give both of y'all 5 guesses at who the Bears all-time leading receiver in yards is in Bears history. I'll give both of y'all 5 receiving yards.
See, Gene knows. I wish Gene could take some guesses.
Let me take my 5.
No.
You go 1, I go 1.
All right, Brandon Marshall.
No.
Marcus Robinson.
No.
Hold on, wait a minute. Forte.
No.
Marty Booker.
No.
Musa Muhammad.
No.
Willie go.
No.
Mike Dicker.
No. But close.
Close.
There we go. That's my point.
Who is it?
Johnny Morris.
Who number 2? I don't even know who that Johnny Morris is.
I know his nickname. He had you hear his name all the time. But go ahead.
Number 2, Harlan Hill.
What year did he play? 3.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Alshon and Jay Cutler. They was doing work.
4.
Man, we was that terrible.
4.
Terrible.
Walter Payton.
Yeah, I knew him and Forte had to be up there somewhere.
Forte was.
And 5, Mike Ditka.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Curtis Conway, Matt Forte, Marty Booker,
Curtis
Willie
Conway
Gault
is on the list? Wow.
The Bears have one 5,000-yard receiver in the history of the franchise.
Where is Allen Robinson on that list?
Nowhere.
Is he somewhere in the vicinity?
No.
I'm just wondering.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got 13 guys here. Allen Robinson is below Brandon Marshall. Allen Robinson's got 3,151 yards.
In 3 seasons with the Bears. But Gene.
Allen Robinson is 15th all time.
That's great, you know what I mean? So honestly, Gene, I feel like just as Chicago sports fans, I feel like we're just conditioned to look at what we have and think that it's not much. Like we look at what we have, we're like, no, we don't have much. But the Bulls, bro, you add a Kawhi to that. And then a couple of point guards and some, you know what I mean, and some hard hat lunch pail guys on the bench. I mean, you have a squad. Zach LaVine is ascending. Regardless of, you know what I mean, I feel like the pace of his ascension and exactly how far he can go is an interesting conversation. But Zach is definitely he's showing that I feel like somebody could come and play with him. I don't know if Zach can be the guy, but I feel like Zach is a worthy Robin at this point, and I feel like is on the way to getting that respect from other players in the league.
Well,
you tweaking too.
I'm not buying. No, I mean I like Zach. I agree with you as far as the Robin is concerned. I think Zach thinks that he can be the Batman, and he's still a very young guy. His ceiling, he still he can get a lot better. But as far as the Kawhi situation goes, I don't see that in the Bulls' future. And as far as Dame goes, I'm looking at the comments, and I see my boy Emmanuel Stewart. What's up, E? He says the Bulls, the Clippers, the Heat would be great destinations for Dame. And I told him, well, none of those teams are in contention. Like I said, I feel like Golden State would be 1. Dallas would be 2. New York would be 3.
You think Dallas would be 2?
Oh, yeah. The Jason Kidd, Nico Williams, Oakland connection, along with Kristaps being his right-hand man, and Luka.
I just don't see how they get Dame. Excuse me. I just don't see their path to being able to snatch him. You know, I feel the same with the Knicks. You know, I feel like you've convinced me that the only team that possibly can put together a real package is the Warriors.
The Lake Show is a dark horse.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because again, how? Like, what, they going to tell us Kyle Kuzma's that guy again?
Kyle Kuzma got to rotate.
No, you can't maybe 2 years ago you can trade him for Dame, but
no, you couldn't even trade him for 2 years ago. I mean, it wouldn't be Kuzma straight up. I'm just saying, if there's a will, there's a way. Like, these front office execs, we know it's more to all of this than
where they, what makes the most sense, basically.
But I do feel like Golden State would probably be the best move for Dame. But again, I still feel like if Dame, I would be shocked if he left Portland. But growth and development is real, and taking some time. Like I always say, when you inside the matrix, it's hard to see the real. But when you get a chance to step outside and see what's really going on, take a couple steps back and analyze. Like you said, having the correct people in your circle. Obviously, his wife. Well, his fiance, his the people closest to him, his business people, his agents, all of those people considered. You make at the end of the day, it's his decision, but you make a collective effort and a collective decision, and you weigh out the pros and the cons and all of the facts, and then at the end of the day, it's his decision and his family's decision on what's the next move is. But, yeah, I would be shocked if he left Portland.
Dame has a plan, obviously. This man is doing interviews. He's not shying away from the situation, which puts me in a position to believe what he's saying. And the most interesting things that he's saying publicly is that he wants the Portland Trail Blazers to kick it up a notch. And I feel like that's interesting because the Portland Trail Blazers cannot kick it up a notch. Like he's asking them to do some things that I feel like he knows they can't do. And that's usually the sign. And I feel like other GMs that can do it, that's when their ears perk up. And they be like, you know what, Dame? I'm not gonna ask you, tell me what you want and I'll see what I can do. And that's, players love to hear that. Players don't want to hear, I'm trying, blah, blah, blah. We're like, look, I'm going to go see what I can do. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, if you're going to give me Alan Crabb and Enes
Rob
Kanter,
Covington.
Yeah.
No
disrespect to my boy Kanter, because I that's my boy.
He was off the chain, in relief for Nurk most of the season.
Yeah, it's like, if that's what you're going to give me to try to compete to win the championship here, then
he got to play out of body, out of his mind. You know what I mean? But, yeah, Gino, very interesting as we get, closer to the draft. At the end of this month, what's going to be going down with some of those teams at the top of the draft list. So, and the Warriors are definitely one of them. So, very interesting news on that front. Buried under that is that Team USA has been Huff. And that was the other part of the interview with Dame. Those 2 losses to Nigeria and then Argentina.
No, they beat Argentina, I think, with Luis Scola. They lost to Nigeria and wherever our boy Joe Ingles and Matisse Thybulle.
Is it Austria?
Australia.
Australia, right? Yeah. And so they got Spain. Their next game has been canceled. and they got Spain on Sunday. So
before they head off
to Tokyo, which is up in the air. You know, every time I look at Twitter, the conversation, Gene, is becoming, Team USA just filled the spot. So yeah, they're not backing out of Tokyo at this point.
Well, I mean, it's going to be tough for those guys to win the gold. I feel like.
You know what was interesting, Gene? Excuse me. I saw an old interview somebody floated over the timeline from Kobe. And he was at some USA tournament. It wasn't the Olympics, but his quote was, "The days of Team USA winning gold every year are over." He was like, it's not just that the rest of the world has caught up, is that they've been on our level for so long,
right,
that now, he was like, USA is going to have to get used to winning some and losing some. He was like, it's not just going to be a shoe-in for the gold every year. And he didn't go all the way into style of basketball. He just was letting people know, hey, those days of USA just walking in and being at the top of the mountain are over. Like, he was like, no, they're in the past, fam, like now. So, and we talked about it on the last episode. Everybody has multiple NBA players.
Right.
And then at the same time, these guys have been playing together for years. Like, you got real cohesive teams around the world that are looking at USA like, fool, we see y'all all year. Don't give a freak about KD being over there or Dame and Steph. And it's been interesting to see them kind of play defense, because even versus Louis Scola and those guys, they, it was an 8, 9, 5 to 10 point game most of the game. So,
I mean, I agree with Kobe, but to me, what stands out the most is the style of play, because it's not, the NBA style of play isn't the Olympic game style of play, and I think the referees, it's been known that they let the players know that we're not gonna referee the games the same. Like, we're gonna let guys play a little tougher. And again, like you said, those guys have played together for years, so the cohesiveness is there, but also the level of play. Like, they play tough, they're physical, and obviously the NBA players are, well, supposedly the best players in the world.
The most talented.
But like you said, it's not like guys are coming into those games like it was the Barcelona 92 games, where it's like, oh, man, that's Michael Jordan. That's Charles Barkley. Exactly. After y'all bust us by 60, can I get an autograph? It's like, nah, bro. We just got done playing against y'all 2 weeks ago. Like, when you look at Joe Ingles and Patty Mills and Matisse Thybulle and all of those guys, or the Nigerian team that have 4 NBA players in their starting lineup. Like, most of these teams are going to have 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 NBA players on their roster. So, I mean, Kobe was 2 steps ahead. Like, it's not about them catching up, because they've been there.
Yeah, exactly. That's already happened.
But the style of play, I think, these guys, they come over there, and you can't just, it's easy to say, well, yeah, KD, Dame, Brad, Jason Tatum, they should run through those guys because those are household NBA names, when, again, I mean, it's a team effort. And, I mean, we've seen it, even though it was just exhibition play. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it was a wake-up call. I do still think those guys are going to win the gold, but, my favorite saying, man, ain't nobody just going to roll over and die for you.
It's going to be interesting, Gino. I feel like, if anything, the TV ratings are going to be better, because I think going into the Olympics, the world knows that it's not a shoe-in for USA this year. So I feel like you're going to get a lot of teams really wanting to be, of course, as always, but really feeling like they have an opportunity to put a fork in these guys. So it's going to be fun, Gino. I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to say that they for sure going to walk away with the gold. I mean, maybe a silver or bronze is in play, and I feel like that's going to spark a whole reaction for the next for the next Olympics in 4 years. But yes, I'm gonna be looking forward to it.
Anything less than the goal, we
It's a redeemed team 2-time after that.
What else is going on out here, man?
Go ahead.
Last night I was watching. I don't know if it was a 30 for 30.
The Maya Moore?
No, I watched the Maya Moore. It was
the Lorenzen
Wright ESPN 60 special.
I caught both of those last night,
A Murder in Memphis.
I had a feeling you were watching that one.
Yeah, Murder in Memphis. I remember it vividly now because Lorenzen Wright was, he was from that Penny Hardaway Memphis team.
Yeah, man.
Back in the day, and he was
and then with the play for the Grizzlies.
Interesting stuff, man. I saw the first. Now maybe the first one was a 30 for 30. It was a special on the Lorenzen Wright murder, and
this is you saw the one where they were talking to his ex-wife in jail.
This was yesterday.
Yeah,
that was a Murder in Memphis. There was a previous one a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, but they just left it as we don't know what happened.
Exactly, Muggs hadn't went to jail or nothing like that yet.
So yesterday, in the murder from Memphis, his wife she took a plea deal, right?
Took a plea deal. And the whole time I'm wondering, why would she do that?
I mean,
did you see
life versus 30 years with possibility of getting out in 8?
I hate that I can't remember the prison she said she was at.
She's at She's at a prison in Tennessee.
It's
like a state.
The worst ones.
Yeah, a women's prison in Tennessee.
And she said that when they came to her with that plea deal, she would have took anything that got her out of there.
Right.
And she was like, nah, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all don't understand. Y'all think that mean I'm guilty. I'm like, y'all, my life was on the line in that moment. And I'm like, and then she proceeded to say, no, I didn't have anything to do with his death. I would never do that to him. My kids know, but she's sitting in jail right now.
And that was the most interesting part to me was his son speaking out for the first time. I didn't know he had twins.
Yeah, man. That's hooping, And the way that they are dealing with it was crazy, bro. It's been their life. And they just talking, he was just talking about it, I felt like kind of casually, until it got when Lisa Salters, shout out to Lisa Salters.
She did a really good job.
She asked him, when you were going through this, did it ever cross your mind that your mom did this to your dad? It's like, shh, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't be real if I was sitting up here and say that part of the toughest part was thinking, oh man, what if my mom did,
And then the son describing the situation of them driving on the way back from one of the games in California, and the sheriffs pull them over, and they 9 cars deep with guns drawn, everybody out the car, everybody in handcuffs, and he's like, what did I do? And then it's like, y'all think I had something to do with my dad's murder? And it's like, but yeah, when Lisa asked them about did they think their mom would do something like that, and they both like, nah, I know my mom.
Yeah.
It's like, I wouldn't be who I was if it wasn't for her, the things she's instilled in me. And like, man, that's, I guess they're of age now.
Yeah.
So they can speak about
older.
it.
Yeah. And you know what, Gino? I feel like it made me think in a broader sense of athletes' lives outside of when we see them on their respective field or court, bruh. Because I know you saw the Richard Sherman news and how he was in the headlines yesterday for his Did
you see the video?
I did see the video, bruh. And it's first of all, it's scary, and I feel like ex-NFL players have been trying to tell us for years that their life outside of the field is scary for their families, bruh. Like how many times do they have to tell us? Like the crazy thing about the Richard Sherman incident was that it looked just like something out of the movie. What was that Will Smith movie? About the concussions.
It was Concussion.
It was called Concussion.
Yeah.
It looked like a scene out of that. You know what I mean? Like, gee, you know what I mean? That's And of course, you can't diagnose it and say what it is until after they pass it, but that's what they say CTE is like. When somebody that you love turns into a completely different, aggressive...
A maniac.
Yeah, a maniac. They say this man took 2 bottles of
I
alcohol.
saw that, a bottle of vodka and a bottle of Heno to the neck.
Head, bro. What? Come on, bro. And then I saw that, of course, this wasn't the first incident, bro. Like, the family had taken out, like, orders of protection on him before. To the point where his father-in-law went and got the gun. When Richard Sherman, on the other end of the door, was his father-in-law strapped up. You know what I mean?
Man, hey, bro, be cool.
Man, bro, and it's scary, G, because the two things. I know that the NFL does not care. You know what I mean? I know that the NFL knows that that's what's happening to their players, and they're just leaving them out to dry. And then at the same time, now Richard Sherman's wife is on the defense. You know what I mean? Her comments have been, he didn't hurt anybody in the family. We're dealing, we're dealing with Richard Sherman the best that we can. Just pray for us. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, but the NFL should be leading the way for his help.
Yeah, right.
Even active players can't get no mental help, bro.
And then let's talk about the NFL side of things. Don't forget, Richard Sherman is one of the few NFL players who negotiate their own contract. So he might be super cooked because now he's a free agent.
Well, he's a free agent, but he was also to get that last contract. He was lucky. He's at
he was very lucky. But I'm saying now he was searching for the perfect. Exactly.
It's absolutely done.
So
absolutely done, bro. And football players usually go out that way. That's the part that's tripping me out, Gino. It's like, yeah, you usually go out like not in one piece, bro. In the NFL, like we've seen it far too often. G, either you lose a piece of your mind or your body is like not, will never be the same. And I can't front. It does kind of make it causes a conflict in my brain because of us knowing that these are people. You know what I mean? It's like, gee, is it really worth it? Like, why? Is Richard Sherman putting his family at risk? Is it really worth it? You know what I mean? Like that his father-in-law may have been the one to take him out. You know what I mean? It's like, gee. And then his wife all on 911 dealing with an asshole. It's like, nah, it's a super low moment. You know what I mean? I just feel like if that was like my uncle, if that was my brother, my cousin, it's a clear like low moment for the Shermans, bro. And just like ain't no way. What's a way up for an NFL player that's dealing with CTE symptoms? It ain't no way up, man. And it's like the stuff I saw in the video, and I feel like me, Gino. Like when I see stuff like that, I just I can go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was wilding. It's time to get help, bro.
He was wilding, but we know how he got to that point.
It's time to get help. It's time to get help, man.
Absolutely, Gino.
But look, going back to the Lorenzen Wright show, Boosie says, this was in my Tennessee days. That shit was crazy. And she did it and didn't get charged until the guy who helped her snitched. So the wife accused her cousin of killing Lorenzen Wright.
Just flat out. They was like, who did it? He was like, my cousin did it, bro. Basically, she put the gun like in his hand, said he was the shooter, basically.
And Buddy, I think his name was Jimmy Martin. He's the one who led the police to find that gun.
The gun
in that lake, which was like tucked away,
bro. Like, how do you know? And then so he said Lorenzen was extorting the dude. You know what I mean? Basically blackmailing him because he was the cousin was going through some money issues.
Right.
So yeah, Gino, it looked more and more after that installment last night that he was, it was a sticky situation. He was living that wild life.
But don't forget about Lorenzen Wright's mom, who is refusing all the accusations from the wife.
Seeing her, yeah.
So Yeah, that whole situation was just.
That's what they probably will never know. You know what I mean? What really happened. So.
And so the cousin was selling drugs for Lorenzen?
Yes.
Or
yeah, exactly.
Allegedly.
That was how they got into the money issues. They started owing all these people over drugs.
So mom said that the wife is lying, basically, just flat out, to protect herself.
That's the mom's involvement kind of like was weird to me. You know what I mean? I felt like she was, I got that she was grieved, but I didn't know, I wasn't really taking how she felt into like heavy accounts. You know what I mean? I'm like, she's probably the most out of the loop in the whole situation, and probably like came off as somebody that didn't really, really, really know her son. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I know you probably mad your son is dead, but man, he was doing some stuff where must sleep with the fishes for. Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of how she came off to me.
Yeah, that was just interesting stuff, man. Like I said, what stuck out most to me was the kids, hearing the sons talk, and how they dedicate their hoop seasons. One of them wears number 55, and the other one wears, I forgot what other number Lorenzen Wright wore in the NBA, but they both wear his numbers, in honor of him. But yeah, man, just like you said, listening to the mom talk to Lisa Salters from the joint, saying she had absolutely nothing to do with it. But most of the people, like I said, most of the feedback that I'm getting from it is, why would she take that plea deal? And it's like, hey, man, life versus 30 years.
Muggs ain't sat
with a chance to get out in 8.
Yeah.
Then she said she was coerced into lying.
Which is, if anybody doesn't think that that's exactly, come on.
And then so she's having another trial. They're gonna do it. They're supposedly to do a retrial over that whole situation. So it's a lot of moving pieces in that whole situation, man. But like I said, that first 30 for 30 Lorenzen Wright joint that I watched, I was very eager to see where it picked up, because they kind of just left you in the dark.
Like, this is all we know.
This is all we got. So sad stuff to hear, man.
But see, now at the same time, that was sad. But if you caught the Maya Moore documentary,
I caught it.
Oh man,
I didn't catch it all though. I caught maybe the last. What was it? 2 hours?
Yeah.
So I caught maybe the last hour of it. So I need to watch it from the jump.
Definitely that build up to when he got out. I caught myself kind of getting choked up when he walked out of that, you dig, and got to put his arms around his father. And then Maya, the road to get there, like, he was a completely innocent man in jail for over 10 years.
Like, man,
bruh.
Take your best guess at who did it. Huh?
It's all, like, on the papers, like, he was completely just looked over. And, like, the fact that he was in jail, it made people feel like, oh, he's never getting out. When he had one of those cut and dry cases, like, all you have to do is look at his papers and you'll see that he was not the one that did this. And that's eventually what got him out. You know what I mean? Like, it got to a point where the lawyers was like, if we tried him again, we would have to break our ethical standards, like, really bad to put him in jail. So, yeah, he's out. That's basically like, yeah, we can't hold him anymore. You didn't do it.
Bam.
But,
take your best guess.
Without Maya Moore rallying his family, he would not be out, bro. Like, Maya Moore literally, like, saved that man's life, bro. And then they fell in love. You get the piece of their love story. And it's like, gee. And then at the same time, and this is kind of selfish, it made me kind of feel that one day she's going to try to come back and hoop again. Just because she gave her life to that cause, and now they've adjusted to life together. Gee, one day she's going to pick it up again. But the way she feverishly, like, just put her life into that situation, bro. That's one of the must-see documentaries.
It was Breakaway, right?
Breakaway, G. We know Maya Moore, the goddess hooper, one of the coldest to ever pick up a ball.
She's 32. She can still pick it. I mean, Maya Moore is easily one of the top 5 coldest women players of all time.
Or you know what? Just humans in the sports world.
Yeah, she was she was what she did at UConn in them first.
Must forget that she what's
she did
losing?
it all.
You know what I mean?
She did it all.
Like
she's basically got every accolade that you could possibly have.
What more could she do on the court? You know what I mean? But man, bro, Maya Moore, you know what I mean? Some of the things that she was saying, she gave you a glimpse of how she views humanity in this one. And she's just one of the more special people that we've had the opportunity to know in the sports world. You know what I mean? Like she I feel like she's totally bigger than the game of basketball. You know what I mean? Like she conquered basketball and now she's on some other stuff. But yeah, guys, if y'all haven't seen Breakaway with Maya Moore and her journey from putting the ball down, to fighting for the love of her life's freedom, bro. It was very good.
Shout out to Maya Moore, man. I actually loved Maya Moore.
I know.
You remember then when we met her at the Sky game the year the Sky played the Lynx. We sat around and waited on
everybody, Gino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maya Moore, man. Glad she was able to again, man, step outside that matrix and realize what's more important, like you said, humanity, man.
But of course, it made her think about all the other people that are sitting in jail,
right?
For with false accusations. That all it takes is a dive into their cases. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's way too many. You know what I mean? The group of people that they were working with, they ended up coming up on a group of people that works to get people who are falsely accused out of jail, and they told Maya Moore's family, usually we have to do everything that y'all did. Like it's rare for us to get a case where y'all have already figured out who dropped the ball, where the ball's dropped, and the hardest piece of evidence to get them out of jail. Usually we do that, but the fact that y'all did that is amazing. And it was understand at the same time that it's so many people just like this who will probably never get out.
All day.
Sad, bro. Sad. But yeah, man, shout out to the 30 for 30s, man. That series, it's a gift. You know what I mean? The 30 for 30s is usually all the way on point. And I definitely had a double dip last night.
Hey, speaking of, reverting back to the Bulls.
Those guys again?
And, I mean, they actually did something.
Those guys, yeah.
Worthwhile.
I feel like they usually do. You know what I mean? Around this time of year.
The Bulls, Wednesday, when we were off, when we were not on the soil, we were at Burnside Park, which is in the old neighborhood. You actually went to Burnside Elementary School.
Burnside Scholastic Academy.
I grew up
class 03.
I grew up a block away from Burnside. I used to get picked up at Burnside to go to Beasley.
Crazy.
So, the Bulls, along with Zenny Optical, and I forgot who else it was, obviously Chicago Park Districts.
Yes.
But they refurbished the court at Burnside Park. Burnside Park is 94th in Greenwood.
Yes, sir.
So it was cool to be back in the old neighborhood. I'll get to the most, definitely not the most important part of the story, but the funny, and this isn't even funny, but a weird turn in the story. So I pull up at Greenwood Park, and as I walk up, there's about close to 100 kids. Benny the Bull was out there, Tony Kukoc, Randy Brown, current Bull, our boy Ryan Archidiacono. They were all out there, along with the people from Zenny. Shout out to Brianna, our girl from Swank PR. She held it down, but they were doing a ribbon cutting ceremony. One of the Chicago Park District ladies was giving a nice little speech. And then they had a shootout, media versus Randy Brown. Not even versus, but they were basically shooting jump shots and three-pointers to raise $10,000. So our girl Akeisha Lockhart from She's Got a Show.
Yep.
Zach, what's Zach's last name?
Zach Pearson on
Zach
the
Pearson.
Bears beat.
He was out there. The guy that runs Twitter Chicago was out there. A couple other familiar faces.
I did peep them. I ended up seeing that page.
Yeah, a couple familiar faces who recognized the bigs that I had no idea who they were. They were out there, but it was a dope event. The court was A1. Obviously, the design had a little Zenny in it. It was like a mix of the Zenny. Zenny's colors are like, it's kind of almost like sky blue.
Yeah, the Chicago colors kind of.
Yeah. Then a mix with the bull. It was like I said, I got a piece. Had a talk with Randy Brown and got some B-roll footage and some photos.
Randy Brown.
Yeah, it was cool to talk to Randy. He saw me and he was like, man, what's up, man? So we caught up with Randy, talked to Tony for a minute, and it was just it was a feel good situation. The Bulls coming back in our
Joe,
old hood.
Come on,
and
yes,
touching down on the soil, man. The kids were happy. They had giveaways. Benny the Bull was out there. They had the Bulls. The Bucket Boys were out there.
Oh yeah, gotta have the Bucket Boys pull up in the hood.
The Bulls. I don't know what their official name is, but the guys who do the jump off the trampolines and do the dunks.
Yeah, the Flying Bulls or something like that. They do all the in-game entertainment during the season.
Bulls Entertainment, that's what we'll call them. Yeah, they were in there, so they were, doing the high-flying dunks off the trampoline. The kids were excited. It's an ice cream truck out there giving away.
They were doing that at the park on those rims?
At the park, yeah. Brand new rims.
Nice.
Yeah, it was secure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was just a dope event. It was hot as hell out there, though. I tell you that much.
Yeah, bro. Especially on the asphalt.
Yeah, it was hot.
That humidity heat bouncing right back up on you.
Yeah, but definitely a great event. So shout out to the Bulls, Zenny Optical, Chicago Park Districts, and everybody else that has something to do with it. But my mother said she graduated from Burnside. I had no idea.
Yes, fellow alumni.
All right, y'all grew up.
We Bulldogs, bro.
I think they grew up on 94th and Calumet.
Oh, okay.
That's where 2 grew up, 94. I think 2 was 94-07 Calumet. My mother and them might have been 94-27 Calumet before we
beautiful
moved on to Dauphine.
Definitely right over to that's definitely our area, Gino. Wow.
But look, check this out. So I'm walking back to my car. I parked on 93rd Street because obviously, it was a bunch of trucks and, all the, so it was crowded on 94th and Greenwood. So I parked on 93rd Street. So as I'm walking back to my car, I see sheriff. I see about 6 sheriff cars.
Okay.
Now they done surrounded my car. Like, so it's a sheriff car parked in back of me, a sheriff car in front of me, a sheriff car on the side of me.
So you completely boxed in.
Boxed all the way in. Then it's like 3 sheriff cars parked across the street. So as I'm walking, I see this. So as I hit the corner, they got the battering ram. They are at one of these cribs on 93rd Street with the battering ram.
Come on.
So they boom, boom, boom.
I can't tell you how many I've going to school at Burnside. I've seen that so many times in the morning, Gino. Like the SWAT team with the shit to bust the door, trip me out every time. They get busy over there.
They like 6 deep at the.
It's so crazy. Like the fact that you're saying like, yeah, Gino, yes.
Fam, I walk up because I'm like, man, I'm trying to rotate, bro. Y'all got me boxed in, so now I'm just standing here watching.
They trying to jam somebody up, Joe.
So they, boom, 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 boom. Open up, police. Nobody opens the door, so they.
You saw him bust the door.
Oh yeah, I stood right there.
All they needed 2 times.
All he needed was one time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That boy told everybody move back. Boy swung that thing. Boom!
Wow, bruh.
Guns drawn. They ran up in there, so I'm just waiting because again, I can't move because y'all got me blocked in, bruh.
Uh-huh.
So I just stand there. I'm waiting. So the lady
man.
next door, she pulls up. She got her groceries. So she looking like, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, you see what's going on.
They getting busy.
So it took about 5 minutes. So I'm waiting on them to come out. you know, with some people in cuffs. Obviously, no one was there.
Nobody in there.
So they come out with boxes. They got mason
man.
jars.
Time for confiscating.
Oh, they confiscated all of the merch.
Ain't no telling where them boys took that. It made, you know what I mean? They divvied that up.
Man, they came out with about 4 different boxes of stuff. So I'm standing there. So it's about 10 minutes now. So it's one sheriff that's just standing outside. I guess he's just securing the premises. So I say, hey, bro.
I'm here.
I'm trying to rotate, man.
Please.
I'm trying to leave. Can somebody
up.
move this car? And it just so happened to be him. It was his car that was blocking me in. So he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You know, I'll move so you can go. So he moved the car. So I stayed for a minute just to see. But like I said, they was just coming in and out, in and out, in and out. And then they had another guy. I guess he was a locksmith because, you know, they were going to bolt the door back. But they had all type of notes.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy, but I'm just thinking like, man, somebody got the drop over there.
Yeah,
I know somebody probably hit them up like, hey, bro.
Trying to tell you, Gino.
Don't come back to the crib now.
Yeah, like they in front, they inside. I have memories of, you know how being a kid, you tired going to school, riding, kind of leaning my head on the window and just riding past the crib and seeing them go, doom, doom. And I'm like, damn, like, yeah, that I've seen that a couple of times in the Burnside neighborhood. Some Thule Park days, man, like, yeah. I was telling my girl the other day that the way we used to roam the area over there, you know, like, it's proof now when we look back on it, we had other forces watching over us.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the way Thule Park, and then we talked about it on air, how, you know, all type of gangs throughout the neighborhood. We running into the neighborhood, everything out here just by ourselves. And I'm like, gee, I'm looking at pictures of how I looked back in those days. I looked like a little fresh. I'm like, man, bro, we was
food.
Yeah, gee, we was lucky out here. Like lucky, blessed, whatever you want to call it, to look back on it now. We had a bunch of fun. You know, fun was the easy part. But when looking back on it, you know what I mean, at my childhood, that, you know, we were out here, bro. We were super out here.
But see, going back, and like you say, going back in the hood, it always brings back all the memories because the tracks, 91st and Chesterfield, the metro station.
Come on, yes.
The tracks separated, so we used to call it the other side.
Don't go.
You can't go on. You don't go on the other side.
That was the boundary,
man.
Bro.
So, but we used to play football. We would have during the summer. We would have football games against the other side of the tracks, and they would come over to our side.
Oh no!
Because the park, Dauphine Park was down on 87th Street, but we had another park right there at the metro station, right on our side of the metro station. So the guys from the other side, they would come on our side, and we would play football against each other, and it was cool. Never no fights, maybe some little
argument. Yeah, you know
but just kid stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, the other side, I just remember specifically calling that the other side. It's like, now we don't go over there. Like, you go over there and you might get jumped. Now this was, I mean, they was shooting and and killing back in the 90s, but it was more fights.
Oh yeah, you definitely could get
all about
rolled down on, got jumped on.
Yeah, they'll jump you if they caught you on the other side, because you knew who was from your side of the tracks and who wasn't.
On the real. And I'm thinking of some stories, you know, some of the things we saw. Seen dice games get sent up. Yeah, I mean, they out there playing. Next thing you know, somebody's still on somebody, bruh. And it's like, yeah, that was those were the days. We did a lot of running. You know what I mean? We did a whole bunch of running. I told you about the time my mom caught us in the streets. We wasn't at the park, and it was over for that after that. You know what I mean? We got if y'all go anywhere besides Thule Park, you know.
Knowing y'all was going everywhere.
Well, after that, Carlos
Lavington
was on
Black Belt Carlos.
Black Belt Carlos, bruh, was on us. He knew my dad's cousin Shorty. They were both black belts.
Okay.
When that connection was made, we were under his thumb, taken care of at the park from that point on.
Thule Park, man. I'll never forget coming home for the summer from school. My grandmother like, don't go up to Thule Park. They be up there shooting every night. And then, not mentioning no names, but Cuz was, You know, one of the leaders of the MC. Well, he was the leader of the MCs down there on 93rd, right off Cottage. And the MCs and the Burnside folks used to be into it, so they would be up at Thule Park shooting it out.
Man, bro.
Cuz was like, man, cuz don't. He was like, man, just stay away from Thule.
Somebody that's in it tell you that's real.
Stay away from Thule. So, the good old days. Then I rolled down the block.
Up in there, like
I rolled down the block the other day after I left Burnside Park, and it was desolate, man. It's like all the houses on the block are boarded up.
Boarded up, yes, bro.
The buildings boarded up.
Not even thought about.
Yards totally out of science, man. Leaves and grass and trees, stuff look like it ain't been cut in 15 years. I'm talking about,
bro.
It looked like the wild, wild west over there on the block that when I was there, it was like like, you know how we grew up in the neighborhood? It was like a family, man.
Yes, bro.
It looked like, I can't even describe how my old block looks right now. The crib that I grew up in looks like it hasn't been touched in 20 years. The crib next door, like I said, garage is just dilapidated, and it was a sore sight for the eyes, man. I'm like, man, I can't believe this is the block that I grew up on, man. We used to play strikeout on the wall on the building across the street.
Back when kids was outside. Man.
All day,
you know. And I'm proud that I know what that's like, because I know a lot of kids that grew up after me didn't. Bruh, outside early in the day until
the
street lights came
lights
on, where the sun was down. I'm going in to take my shower. You know what I mean? Like, those were special times, bruh. And I can't front. I ride down, you know what I mean? Because I'm at the crib that I grew up in. I ride down the block and I can just see the way it used to be. Kids running up and down the block, Gino. It's just not like that anymore. Like, I pulled up on some shorties that was hooping. Like, because this is every time, like in the summer, you go outside, you hear this shorty down the block dribbling this ball.
All right.
I was like, why don't you just go over to the rims right across the street? My mom said I can't go over there. The Buckets is literally across the street from his house. I remember when they put them hoops up. You know what I mean? And they had the chain nets. I'm like, this man is dribbling in front of his house.
It's
not allowed
literally
to go
a basketball court across the street.
All he has to do is walk across the street. Not allowed. I'm like, and when he said it, I was like, well, I get it, bro.
Ain't no
stay
telling
close as hell to these stairs to this porch.
Ain't no telling what folks and them gonna get on.
Yeah, bro, man, and it's just wild, man. And then the school is closed. That's the other reason. I remember when it was open, and that's another reason kids would be running up and down the block. His cone was at the end of the street. But yeah, thanks, Ron.
Hey, man, before we get out of here, hey, DJ.
Talk to me.
Versus August 3rd.
Yeah.
The Dips versus the Locks.
Dipset.
You got the Dips?
Only because of they little swag with better rappers than, like if it was going like bars,
it ain't about bars though.
Yeah, I know.
Now, if it was bars, though.
I mean, if it was bars, I mean, duh.
Kiss and
right.
Right.
That's why I said. But it's going, all fame and what publicity.
Song, but I'm saying forget bars. Let's talk about the songs. Let's just.
The
Locks or the Dips?
Muggs is sleeping on the Locks,
can
bro.
kill everybody by himself on Dipset. So, you know what I'm saying?
Can he?
Yes. Who gonna beat him?
Boy, don't sleep on Killer.
Cannot sleep on Killer. Like if it.
But this is what I'm saying. How is it? Is it Locks versus Dips?
Dipset song. So are we gonna get oh boy?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
are they throwing? Singles? Are they throwing solo projects in there?
But they probably did a little bit of both. But
Jadakiss and Styles P alone got classics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't sleep on Killer is all I'm saying.
We gon' make.
That's what
come on.
Like as a kid, I was like, this album is raw.
She said she was a model for a year and a half. Come on.
The pan out, the hair dropped down her ass.
Come on.
But I just think that Dipset gonna win.
I definitely think the Dips are gonna win.
I just knew you was gonna say
Look, let me put it to you like this. The Locks are legends. The Locks are the better group. But when it comes to verses and when it comes to New York City and when it comes to, like DJ said, don't forget people was dressing like they thought they was part of the Dips, Joe.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on,
the
what?
whole wearing pink phase, bro.
Gee.
They didn't put pink on.
But the
man.
bandanas with the big
Come on,
T's,
man. Jewels might
with
have.
don't get with the eagle.
Come on.
Yeah.
It was guys out here dressing like they thought they was part of the
Years
Dips.
later, G, by the time I got to Baltimore, the New York Knicks was still thinking they was Joel Santana, dog. Still.
And I mean, let's not sleep on the Dips, man. The Dips, come on now. The Dips got some hot tracks. I know Heat Makers.
Jim Jones, he had a really hot run, Joe. Just him alone.
So that's what I'm saying. Are we playing Dipset tracks versus Locks tracks, or are we throwing solo tracks in there as well?
Have to throw solo tracks in there, G. Come on, G. You gonna have if Jim Jones is on there, you gonna get Bowling. You gonna get the We Fly Highs. I mean, you definitely gonna get that.
Chris said the Locks' first album was better than any Dipset album.
Probably.
We Are the Streets. That was that Locks album. We Are the Streets was hard. I was listening to that like 2 weeks ago.
So go down to Dipset songs where it's them.
All they got to do is play the Dipset anthem, and it's going up. I'm on the west side of Chicago looking for a bust down.
Yeah,
that's gonna take it over the top.
Yeah.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win with that.
Let Cameron bring out Kanye or something. But that's a pipe dream. But yeah, I mean, Cameron got, Cameron alone, like you said, Gino. Cameron alone, I think it could go toe for toe.
Kenneth Steele said when they bump Mighty D Block, it's over. I was listening to that last night because that's what Elliot, Stringer Adams, I don't know if he's in here. He said the Locks got to come out hard off top. And he said they got to come out with Mighty D Block. I'm like, yeah, that's hard. They come out with that, but then if they come out like that, then we got to kick it off with Dipset Anthem, man.
Come on.
And
I feel like their sound, like that comes on.
That's the thing. You got to think about the sound, the culture,
the
sound
era.
Of
the Dipset it's built for a battle, damn near.
And
like,
it's New York
royalty,
City.
Exactly.
It's New York. You know how much New York loves the Dips, man.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the Locks are legends. The Locks are definitely the better group. But when it comes to a cult following, that's the Dips, man. So and
yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And Dipset, honestly, they set the tone for everybody after them. Like, yeah,
it's a wrap.
Heat Makers.
Now,
Killer Jones.
Full disclosure, I was never a Joel Santana.
Oh, I couldn't stand Joel's. I thought he was the Silk Shocker of the 2000s.
Yeah. You was a Joel Santana fan, DJ?
No, but I thought he was one of the I thought he was one of the better rappers.
He was perfect for the Dipset. Like, I don't think he would have thrived in any other situation with what he brought to the table. I think Killer brought him on.
Hey, Ma, come on.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If they start to throw solo songs in there, then now it gets interesting because Killer. If we can go back, that's what I'm saying. You can go all the way back to
legend. You know what I mean?
Killer when he was signed to Rivera.
And he was really rapping. You know what I mean?
Horse and
Come on, would you? I'm 18 and live a crazy life.
I was born in the 80s, but I can tell you what the 90s like. Right?
Come
you know
on.
what I'm saying? That's me. I feel about that.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying, man.
Now, that was I was like a sophomore or a junior. Like, I started driving around the time that came out. Like, come on.
Club and ladies night. Seeing Shorty, she was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I approached Baby like, Mom, what's that agent type? She looked at me laughing like, boy, you a baby, right?
See, now, when it comes to Killer
is the most is my most underrated rapper of all time.
Who is a better like individual for rap in our day and age? Like, Cameron's whole persona, his character, like, he was really old boy from Paid in Full. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. He didn't even have to act.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
That was him.
But what I'm saying, if you want to just run down his discography and we can go back, like I said, before he was even popular in the 2000s, when you talk about Confessions of Fire and Sports, Drug, and Entertainment.
Where's Terrell in the comments, G? Come on. Then you get into The Purple Haze.
That's what I'm saying. Then you get into the Rockefeller days with come home with me.
Now that's
come on, man. Come home with me. Like DJ said, you said Purple Haze. Don't Killer Season.
Oh, Killer Season.
Like, come on, man.
That's legendary.
Mars got to stop sleeping on Killer, man.
The Pink. Come on, G. You
Boosie,
mad?
Boosie said, Jewels with the Soldier Boy face. Jewels.
He had a couple of nice installments. Then you had Jim Jones and sounded like Biggerville.
Jones.
Come on, G.
Boosie said, play Money, Power, and Respect. Oh, that's what DJ got going in the background. Play Money, Power, Respect, and walk out the room. LOX.
It's already in the back, Boosie. It's already in the background. Drop low.
Yeah, this is a great matchup.
Solo is the only way they can compete. Hey, I'm just telling y'all like this. Like I said, the Locks, legendary. I love Styles P is my favorite. You know what Kiss means to the game.
Kiss, Styles P,
Sheik
and
Luch is
Cameron on the other side. Like, it's about to be entertaining as all hell.
Yeah, it is. Killer, I can't wait to see what type of fit he comes to the joint with.
Gee, I can't wait to see just Dipset in general. Like, Muggs have been asking for them, like, just as a whole for a long time. And low-key, the music that they put out lately has been good. I mean...
You don't know about this. That's a sleep.
That's mixed.
Come on.
Who am I?
Come on, Joe. That Jewels. Come on.
And then don't get into the mixtape.
Come on. I try to, like, come on. You can turn that up. And Jewels killed that one, bro.
Jewels killed a lot of tracks. His bars was kind of huff, but
he completely captured the emotions of that, Joe. But, the stuff that Cameron has put out lately, he did a song with Smoke Dizza that Thelonious produced. The Ghost of Dipset. That was just
I'm snoozing
cold,
on that.
bruh. You know what I mean? Cameron got on there just talking all the Cameron shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. I'm glad you brought that one up.
August 3rd, man, versus Dipset. Locks.
Are they at Madison Square Garden?
Kiss told you, man, we can do it at Madison Square years ago.
That's a whole nother level, G.
That's New York.
I wish I could go to the East Coast for that.
That's New York City, man. Yeah. And again, versus ain't about who wins.
No, it's
a celebration.
It's a pure celebration.
Yeah.
I really love that that's like understood now.
Yeah, it ain't about, man, Dipset 11-9.
Yeah, no. G, they all got hits for days, low key.
I just want to see how they come out, how they set the songs up.
Yeah, because it's gonna be some back and forth.
Because it's up to the DJ. I think that's how it should be played. It's like you got your DJ, and whoever leads off is like you got to be able to match the you got to be able to match the intensity. So, man, I just think people are going. I've been looking at timelines, and I've been looking at a couple of the chats and people talking about the battle, but I see people not giving the Dips their proper credit, man. And I think they think it's going to be sweet. Like I said, we know who the Locks are. The Locks got so much material over almost 30 years in the game, 25 years. But let's not act like Killer ain't been around just as long. And let's not act like the Dips didn't hold down a whole almost 6 to 7 years of the mixtape era. They actually created, before 50 Cent, the Dips made the mixtape era what it was.
100%.
Killer, Dame didn't see.
I don't know. Mixtape Wayne was in full effect.
Mixtape Wayne was later though.
But yeah, Cameron.
They set the tone for the mixtape. Yeah. Like I said, Killer, he tried to bring it to Dame, and Dame was like, "Nah, that ain't really what I'm seeing right now." Killer was like, "Hey, I'm trying to tell you, bro, you better get down with this move."
Now I want you to tell me if I'm making the right connection, because I remember No Limit. They were just dropping full albums all the time.
But that's because they owned. That's because P owned everything.
And then I remember Dipset being the mixtape Muggs.
Right.
Like, with like 30 songs on that shit.
That's,
you know what I mean?
Because Killer told Dame, like, you need to jump on this move that I got. Dame he wasn't seeing it. So Killer was like, cool, I'm going to go do this independent thing. Mm-hmm. And he started dropping the mixtapes, and it was on and popping for the Dips from then on out.
DJ, though, come on. Ride or Die Chick, that, like, changed the culture. You feel me? Like, who to this day, what man doesn't need a ride or die chick, bro? Come on. Come on.
Locks and Dipset, man. This might be if not the best, is definitely gonna be one of the top. I don't know if we're gonna say top 3, top 5.
The matchup is what's so on points. Like, oh yeah, y'all.
Yeah,
snapped.
it couldn't be a more perfect matchup than this.
Y'all
one.
snapped. If it was gonna be Dipset the Locks, you know they coming. Come on, can you imagine Jada Kiss like right now? Like he probably thinks it's a battle, bro.
Kiss gonna get slapped again. Like he was. Who was it? Kiss and who?
Hey,
When he was slapped, it was Kiss versus somebody in the comments. Tell us before we get out of here.
Right. Who was it?
Kiss and
I'm mad. It was I'm drawing blanks on it.
Kiss and come on, man. Somebody in the comments tell us who it was. When Kiss was out there extra wasted. He was so drunk. Well, somebody give it to us before we get out of here. But, man, we do have to get out of here. It is 1:15, and it's Friday. Pretty sure a few of y'all are at work, but for those that ain't, enjoy your Friday evening, man.
Please do.
It's supposed to be hot this weekend, ain't it?
Finally. I mean, we had the heat was up there a little while ago, but yes, it's going to be close to 90.
Hey.
Come on, G. Legends. Legends. You know what I mean? Legends are going to be on display on August 3rd. Come on, this took over the world, though.
That he got shown that he slapped the shit out of Jack Thriller.
Who?
I said almost slapped the shit out of Jack Thriller. But
Chris said, I would love to see Jada Kiss versus Killer.
That would Killer may have that one.
Damn.
Because toe to toe, Killer got a lot.
Hold on, let me see who this versus was before we rotate, man.
Because it was Styles P in the mix too?
No, it was
just Jada?
Jada Kiss and Fabulous. And Kiss was out there so drunk he was feeling himself, Joe. But it was cool to see. But yeah, I'm definitely hyped up for this.
I don't even remember that one.
Wow.
Because I'm like, what did Fab come with? Fab came with 20
Fab
songs?
was tripping because, Fab wasn't – he didn't start playing his hits. It's like, Fab, you got to play the hits, Joe. Don't be trying to play these underground. Yeah, don't try to play them.
Gangster and everything.
Yeah, no, you got to play them hits with Lil Mo and
just your hits, bro.
Don't get Kiss out the way, man. Play the hits and keep it moving.
But with Nate Dogg, I can't deny it. Come on.
So, yeah, man, another edition of On the Soil.
That it is.
We will be back here Monday.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe the Milwaukee Bucks will be up 3-2 on the Suns. The Suns will probably be up 3-2 on the Bucks, taking this game 5 at home tomorrow in Phoenix.
Shout out to that ref that didn't call that 6th foul on D-Book.
Yeah, James Capers.
Yeah, shout out to him.
That was like 2 or 3 plays where Devin Booker could have fouled out.
Yeah.
But, what is the NBA Finals in the Phoenix Suns without Devin Booker? I feel like obviously the play of the game was the Giannis block on DeAndre Ayton.
That was a nice back and forth finals matchup. High level of basketball.
It was, but I think as much of an athletic and I don't think that the IQ. I think that was as high of an IQ play as it was, athletic.
He was moving off straight instinct. 100%. That was basketball IQ because if it was just, I feel like if it was all physical ability, he got beat a couple of times, but knew in the end where he needed to be.
Yeah, he's
just get up in the air. Ayton had beat him in the air, and somehow this man had, and I saw you comment on another play where Giannis had recovered great. I'm like, he can recover better than anybody.
Right.
All he needs is a step.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of talk about what Giannis can't do, and there's not too much he can't do. Yeah, he ain't shooting the 3 ball like.
And come on now, who cares?
And it's not
when you can do what he can do.
Because when you get a 40 pack on a nightly basis, that the focus needs to be more on what he can do than what he can't do. Obviously, he's the man for the team. Like I've always said, I think Chris Middleton is the finisher, the guy who can get his shot off at the end of the game.
He has the skill, yeah.
But turnovers obviously were the key to the Phoenix Suns losing. Man. Yeah, that was uncanny Chris Paul play
all game.
The last couple games, it's been the Chris Paul, not the Chris Paul that we've gotten used to. So I do think he's going to come back at home and have a much stronger game. It ain't about watching the film. You ain't even got to watch the film. We jagged that. That was a game that turnovers cost us. Phoenix is a team.
In foul trouble.
They're not. Phoenix is that team that's not going to beat themselves, but they definitely beat themselves in Game 5. Not to take nothing from Giannis and Chris Middleton, but when you get a 40 bag from Devin Booker on the road, you got to win that game.
PJ Tucker didn't score a basket, in almost 30 minutes. But honestly, like you said, Gino, what Giannis can do, he is just like incredible, bro. Like he definitely has him on his back right now, and I feel like if the Phoenix Suns thought that they were facing like a laboring Milwaukee Bucks team, absolutely not. Giannis is here to get the bag, so I'm looking forward to this next one.
Bucks and Suns tomorrow night. We got the Cubs on the road in Arizona. Jock Peterson has been the first Cub traded to the Atlanta Braves. Obviously, Ronald Acuna Jr. went out with a season-ending ACL injury, so they needed to shore up some outfield depth. So first on the move is Jock Peterson. So I know Cubs Nation they're biting their nails right now, waiting to see who's next. I'm feeling like Craig Kimbrell will probably be next in line. But Cubs Nation, just keep your eyes and ears to the pavement, and change is coming. As for the White Sox, the Sox start a 3-game series back at the crib tonight.
3-game series tonight versus those Houston Astros. Then we got 4. I think 5. No, 4 because it's a doubleheader on Monday versus the Twins.
So be rocking with T. He'll be coming through with Diamond Talk Live from the South Side.
It's been. I'm looking forward to it, G. I need some baseball in my life. I'm looking forward to it tonight.
So on that note, man, we going to get out of here. We are going to go and tune in to our brothers, Cousin 2 and Herb Howard. I said what I said. I think they might be on right now. I think I got the notification that they're live. So once we shut down over here, we're going to tune in to the brothers, man. So for myself, for my player partner T-Tom, for our boy DJ Reese the Ruler holding it down, doing all the hard work behind the boards, for the What's in It for the Black People Media family, and for the family members always holding us down in the comments section, man. Much love to everybody who always takes time out of their busy day to come down, touch down on the soil with the brothers. The love is much appreciated. So until Monday, show love, spread love, stay away from them haters, circulate the dollar with your people, but most importantly, continue to keep it player, man. It's a lot of unplayer individuals running around rampant out here, and y'all are making the brothers look bad, man. So in the words of the late, great Chad Butler, known to most of y'all as Pimp C.
The Pimp, y'all.
Get off the boo-boo. We out.
It's Mr. Lingo himself. Cobbs on that, my nigga. Come on, let me get a piece of that slice, boy. Shut that shit, boy. True. I ain't no rapper, though. Look. With great precision, like circumcision, they cut you off quick. It's hard to miss this division. In my city, it's too thick. Is that your chick? Pretty face, slim waist, bite out. Bet I can merch it, Chan Dicey with the Lexi out south. Put dibs on it, cause I know I got cars. But if you stingy with this dough, it's guarantee you get robbed. Use others, probably kick a 2 or 3 flat, that's barely distant. Shot